King's Corner. I'm host Christian King, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, whenever you can get to this video. I think we all know what I got to talk about today. But before I do, let me just say it was an amazing weekend of football. Lamar Jackson got his first career win. Looked amazing. Those legs were dynamic. Josh Allen, what can I say? He's Josh Allen. The Steelers got humiliated. I was wrong about the football team, but I'll talk about that tomorrow. I should have made a video yesterday, but I didn't have enough time. But this is, let me just say, whoever says that prayers are never answered, yesterday mine were. Because Doug Pederson got fired. Now, there's still one more thing that needs to happen in order for the Eagles to become successful again. And that's Howie Roseman has to get fired. But they're halfway there. They're halfway there. And I know some of you are like, he won a Super Bowl 3 years ago. Let's just look at the numbers. Since 2017, actually, let me erase that. Erase what I just said. Let's look at the 5 years totality of Doug Pederson's career as the head coach. And let's take out 2017. Because I'll do the same thing with Wentz. If you guys think I'm a Wentz apologist, we'll take out 2017 for Wentz as well. We'll do that conversation. But let's just look at all other seasons outside of 2017. Doug Pederson finished above 500 twice. Finished below 500 twice. In those seasons, he has a losing record. Since the Super Bowl, he has a losing record. Doug Pederson is not a good play caller. And I wish Doug Pederson could have stayed the head coach. I really do. But he didn't do what he needed to do. He didn't hire an offensive coordinator that would call his plays. I don't know why Doug Pederson believes he has to call the plays, but that wasn't working. It wasn't. He had one good year, but this past year, he was calling plays as if we still had the same players from 2017. We don't. Alshon Jeffrey's on his final legs. Deshaun Jackson has missed more games than I do get haircuts in a year. That's not supposed to happen. Deshaun Jackson, even when he's out there, gets injured on the most minuscule things you ever see. He got injured doing a front flip into the end zone. Then you have him calling plays behind an offensive line that acts like it's an actual competent offensive line. That was the worst offensive line I've ever seen in my lifetime. And I know I'm only 17, but that doesn't matter. That's still the worst. And I've gone through and I've watched the film of other teams. I would even say the Bengals had a better O-line, and I struggle to say that because the Bengals don't have a Jason Kelsey. Carson Wentz was atrocious this past year. Yes, he was. But a coach's job is to try and find strengths in the quarterback to get him out of his weaknesses. Doug Pederson never did that this past year. Carson Wentz is one of the best quarterbacks at rolling out of the pocket. Carson Wentz is one of the most durable quarterbacks. I know you guys are going to say, he's had injuries. No, his injury prone means you have hamstring, ankles, quadriceps. Your muscles keep getting injured. Carson Wentz, there's only one injury on his resume that's like, okay, that could be an injury prone considered injury, and that's the back thing. But he's only had problems with that once, and that was his third year in the league. Outside of that, he hasn't had injuries. Carson Wentz is as tough as a $2 steak. You want Carson Wentz on your football team. And what had me mind-boggled with Doug Pederson, he was calling plays to Carson Wentz's weaknesses. You're not supposed to do that as a head coach. And to be truthful with you, there was a report that came out December 6th that said Doug Pederson wanted out of Philly. And he wouldn't mind getting fired. Well, what he offered to Jeff Lurie it pretty much gratified that. It said, yes, that's what that was. Because Doug Pederson had the audacity to go to Jeff Lurie and say he'll promote the quarterback's coach to the offensive coordinator. Are you kidding me? What kind of garbage did he think he was preaching? That's horrible. Doug Pederson should be ashamed to even say he offered that. Now, I will say this. Doug Pederson will probably get hired somewhere in a year or two, and he'll go be a great head coach. Because he still is a great head coach. But it was time for a change of scenery. There needed to be change. He wasn't meant for Philly, and Philly wasn't meant for him. Doug Pederson sucked at speaking to the media. Well, news check, Philadelphia has the harshest sports media in the world. And yes, I mean that. There's nowhere else where you have a 94 whip or you have 97.3 ESPN Philadelphia going down your throat. You guys ever seen the post-game shows after Eagles games? Seth Joyner, former Eagles linebacker, will scarf at you. I don't care that Doug Pederson couldn't get along with it. It's fine. He wasn't meant for Philly. And I'll be truthful. Sometimes I wonder if even Wentz is meant for Philly. But he has shown durability. He does what it takes to win. And I'll say this past year, did Wentz show enough to win? No. Did he lose us some games? Yes. But did he ever give up? No. Did Doug Pederson lose us some games this past year? Yes. And I could name them in a row. He lost us the Bengals game. He lost us the Ravens game. He lost us the Steelers game. He lost us the Redskins, mine's bad, football team. He lost us the football team game. He lost us the Cardinals game. He lost us the Seahawks game. The list goes on and on. Doug Pederson did help us win some games too. But Doug Pederson was a horrible head coach. Last year at this time, I was trying to argue he was top 5. Right now, I'm arguing even say he's top 35. Joe Judge is the better coach. I wish we would have gotten Joe Judge. But you know what? I'll make another video on who I think the candidates will be for this job. But I'm going to end this video on saying who I hope it is. Robert Saleh, defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers. Please, Philadelphia needs a culture change. And you are the guy to do it. Thank you for watching this episode of King's Corner. Have a wonderful day.